Alright guys, it's Kevin Cookies here, back from before, and joining me for now is Jay Tonic. What's up, Jay?
How you doing, Kev? How you doing?
What's up, buddy? Alright, so,
All right, so I'll be taking Shelby's place for casting semis 1. Excited to get in this.
yeah, I think they are preparing to battle each other. Yeah, they haven't started quite yet. I think yeah, they should be in game
Like
momentarily.
having a little bit of lag.
Yeah. I can't wait to deal with all the spectator bugs tonight. It's gonna be great. I hope none of the players play
Right.
Druid, huh? uh, or if they play Druid, then they
Okay.
can't play any cards that you have to choose one. I guess Jay's having some lag or something. No Druids?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, no Druid.
No
There should be
druids.
like a no Druid allowed. No Druid allowed rule for spectator games.
Yeah.
That should be a rule.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I'm not sure if the players have been given the go ahead, but I don't know. I don't know what classes these guys are bringing, but I do know Eversection, and I know that he's known as a warrior player. Well, I mean, I think he also played Mallylock some, maybe. I don't know that much about him, but I did used to. I knew him in the past. I haven't really caught up with him, so I maybe would expect a warrior or something, but I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure. I've never battled against Eversection, but I do know that he's a consistently high-ranking player in the tournaments. Definitely excited to look into some of his games. The other player, Joro, I'm not too familiar with him as well, but also excited to see what he's got. It looks like I'm getting an invite to spectate. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting with Eversection. You got a guy who he's kind of like, you have your ladder heroes and you have your tournament players. He's kind of a little bit of a mixture of both, which is
Mm-hmm.
a pretty cool quality to have.
Yep.
So I see Joros cards are resembling a Malygos lock. It's
Okay.
pretty common. I
Yeah.
not see Eversection's cards yet. I think I might be glitching out, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Spectator bugs are all over the place, but we're
Uh,
trying to get that settled out. I see a sap from Eversection's hand, which will come in handy for sure. Let's see. He's got a fan of knives to deal with any implosions.
yeah, Phantom Knives is a pretty good card to have in this matchup. And he's got Deadly Poison, which is a pretty good early game card for rogues in general.
Yeah, for sure.
Although the only issue that might pop up is if Eversection doesn't draw a creature, you need some creatures, you know what I mean? I
So,
wonder if this is an all gold rogue.
well, he doesn't have the coin, so we won't be able
Yeah,
to
we don't
tell,
know for sure.
unfortunately. We do see double Blackwing Technician out of the Mallylock. This is a card that I'm not sold on it.
Yeah.
Um, I'd rather roll Imp Gang Boss every single time over this card, even if you have a ton of dragons in the deck, it just doesn't seem to pull its weight for me.
Yeah, it's you kind of had that trade from like Imp Gang Boss is better after a couple of turns, but you kind of get that instant value, so it's kind of weighing which one you prefer. I
Right.
kind of agree. I like Imp Gang Boss better, but I understand why some people like to include the technicians instead.
Yep. So we also see an Emperor Tharison on the Malalock side. This is such a key card in the matchup. If he can lay it down without, while having the momentum, maybe if he draws a couple more combo cards, it can spell disaster for the rogue. If you can't deal with it immediately. Even if you can deal with it, I mean, having all these cheap value spells in the Malalock is just so hard to deal with.
Yeah, that's very true. and I assume Rogue's gonna sap this, and then I mean Jorah will be able to coin Tharsan if he wishes. The only problem is he's really suffering tempo wise. I mean he could. Yeah, I don't know. Like he needs some kind of removal. Like he has a Shadow Flame in his hand, but it's gonna. I don't know. It's kind of tough to get off. I guess you. No, I was gonna say Azure Drake Shadow Flame, but that's gonna be 1 mana too expensive. If he coins Tharsan here, I mean he has a couple options.
All right, gaining a little bit of tempo with the Blackwing Corruptor.
Yeah.
But that's going to be wiped off the board pretty easily here.
Yeah, he's just trying to not get blown out of board right now, you know.
Okay. Yeah, this is getting a little bit out of hand with the Rogue. But if the Rogue doesn't draw his sprint soon, I'm not sure if he'll be able to come back from an AOE swing.
Yeah, it's and like if Jorah had a really consistent clear, like if he had a clean clear right now, he would definitely be ahead. The issue though is, he doesn't really have much. I would assume he's gonna he has to Blackwing coin Shadow Flame, right?
Right.
But
and
I mean, there's still a Violet Teacher on the board,
yep.
which is pretty scary. Although, at the same time, we do see a heal bot from Jorah, so
all right.
Shredder's a pretty good pickup.
Shredder's an excellent pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, we really, it's still really uncomfortable for Jorah, though.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he has outs to survive here.
I mean, Soulfire is a good pickup. Maybe he just, implosions and Soulfires or something.
Well, it depends what comes out of the Shredder.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, hopefully he doesn't pick up a Succubus or a Millhouse or something.
Right. I mean, that's just, to show you the power of the Shredder and Rogue. On Rogue, and when you're going against Rogue, anybody who knows, you just can't let them have anything on the field. You have to respect the Tinker's combo, you have to respect the burst that they can do, and the Shredder just represents such a sticky, powerful minion. It's really hard to deal with.
It's kind of like Druid in a way, right? Where it's all about getting a minion to stick, and once you get a minion to stick, you're in the clear, So I guess he's just going to go for the safer play, which makes sense.
Okay, so he does have the heal bot. Gets him out of lethal range. Lotheb here, it's not going to do too much since that implosion... well, I mean, stopping the implosion is okay, but...
I mean, Rogue is threatening 10 damage.
Right. You got it drawn out here as a Warlock.
Ooh, if he had kept Abusive Sergeant, he would have been able to combo with Big Game Hunter. Oh, man.
Yep, very true.
That's unfortunate. Oh! And 1 mana off the Defender of Argus. That's really unfortunate.
Rough.
Yeah. He's still alive, though. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He is dead.
Sounds like you're a little bit ahead of me in the spectator bug, but I'm gonna use my Hearthstone foresight and say that the Rogue probably has this one in the bag.
Yeah, the Rogue drew Eviscerate.
Ah, nice.
Yep. And Jorah had a Defender of Argus plus creatures for the next turn, so if he had survived that turn, he maybe could have stabilized and came back. But...
Well, there he goes to show you that Rogue is powerful even without sprint.
Yeah, right.
So, if honestly, I think the Malilok did not draw the cards that it needed to deal with the Rogue's pressure after the Teacher.
Yeah.
But
I kind of like the way that Eversection went about that series. He just, he just kind of sat there and said, "All right, I'm just going in, going for the glory," and he got it.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like the next game is about to start up.
All right.
Ooh, a priest from every section. That's cool.
Nice. Your favorite, dude. You excited?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm happy right now.
Awesome.
I mean, the thing is though, is that it seems like kind of a poor matchup. I've never played this matchup, but I don't know. It doesn't seem too good. It seems like the Warlock can just kind of chill out and draw until he gets his combos and stuff. You know what I mean?
So, as always, it looks like spectators is just a constant issue. I'm really hoping that Blizzard kind of gets their handle on these issues and makes spectating and casting a lot easier for everybody.
Yeah, right.
Would be cool. Would be cool. Somebody at Ben Brode and get him in this conversation, man.
See, this is the thing though, is that it looks so far to be a fairly standard priest. And, unless he draws like a circle of healing, he doesn't have any pressure, really.
Right.
You kind of have to wonder if he's going to YOLO, coin, Blade Mat. Well, actually, he shouldn't anymore.
Not sure. Yeah, I think the lighter the Naru player is going to be a lot safer.
Yeah. I was kind of curious to see whether he wanted to play Northshire Cleric to draw a card next turn. But that's pretty greedy, so, I find myself, when I'm casting, I always recommend these super greedy plays that you should not do.
Right. It's, I mean, when you're in the hot seat, it's a completely different mentality. But, so the turn one Northshire Cleric, as a priest expert, Kevin, when do you say that, when do you think that's appropriate? I think the turn one Northshire Cleric is just always too risky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you're playing against, like, a Paladin.
Paladin, yeah. Literally, Paladin is the only one.
And then you get coin knife jugglered.
Yeah. The one time he didn't draw Power Word Shield. Alright, let's see. Can he deal with this Twilight Drake? Or is he just going to draw some cards here?
Yeah, I don't think he can kill it outright, but I would think that you would want to draw a card. We'll see what he decides, but...
He does have the Holy Nova for maybe a later draw potential, but the rest of his hand is looking like he could use a little bit of a boost, so I would definitely go with the heal here too, maybe get that Light Warden up a little bit. Yeah. Going face is good too, especially since you're aware that it's Mallelock and you don't have to worry about those pesky Moltons. You don't have to really respect the life total as much as a traditional handlock.
Good old Smork Priest.
Yeah. Right. So what do you think this Shadow Priest is going to steal?
I don't know.
Defender?
Defender, maybe, yeah.
He's getting value out of the Black Wings. Look at that.
Yeah, right. Oh man, Vol'jin's a great play right there.
Vol'jin is really good, gives him a lot of tempo, but it also makes the future Malagos a little bit harder to deal with.
That is true.
Maybe he's just banking on him not having it.
He's also sacrificing his Blade Master as well.
Indeed. Well, I mean, picking up that Corruptor, just feels so good. You see that 4-3, and you just want to knock it out, but trading is actually pretty good as well.
Yeah, you might as well save it until you actually need it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. That's a nice turnaround play by Eversection, though. And it's kind of interesting. He does run a Death Lord, Belen's chosen. I'm curious to see more of this deck.
Do you think it has 2 light bombs?
I don't know. Priest is pretty cool just because you can do so many different things with it. It's not like there's one set. You know, like a lot of decks, there's like a couple of set decks. Like
right.
Face Hunter, Mid-Range Hunter, Zoolock, Mallylock, Handlock. Priest
Yeah,
is cool
control warrior.
because you can do a bunch of different things with it. And so you never quite know what you're gonna see until you see it.
Yeah, and it's just as one of the most underused classes, it does have the most flexibility in terms of tech cards, in my opinion. You can often see Harrisons and priests, and just
Yeah.
wacky stuff that you just wouldn't really expect.
Yeah, I like Harrison and Priest, especially in the current meta.
Yeah, current meta just seems super Harrison heavy.
Yeah.
Coming from a Lotheb meta, it's kind of funny to see how Patron can affect choices like that, like whether you're going to pick up the Harrison or the Lotheb as a tech. Let's see. So the Corruptor comes down on the 1/3, which I don't know. I feel like it would be much more valuable on the 4/3 before, but whatever. So it's going to get taken care of easily with the Death. Going more Smork. We got the Soul Priest for more aggro. And again, it just looks like Eversiction has, got Joro on the ropes. Mallylock has no answers to these giant minions.
Yeah,
It's pretty rough.
6/7 Vol'jin. That is scary.
I love to run at least one Soul Siphon in my handlocks and Malilocks. I know that's sort of shifted out of the meta, but just to deal with these awkward minions, without having a good clean way of doing it, I don't know.
So every section is actually 2 off. Oh no, he wins. I was about to say he's 2 off lethal, but
Nah, he's got it.
he's got a Mind Blast. That's so cool.
Nice.
This deck is.
Oh,
Great.
he top decked the Mind Blast.
So I guess it's probably like it's one of those Velen priests that's running around. Which is a really good deck in my opinion. I don't know if you've seen them, but it's just the win condition is usually Tharsan to
right combo with
plus double Mind Blast for 20 damage.
Right. I mean, I'm a big fan of the pretend you're a regular deck and then surprise combo for ridiculous lethal.
Yeah.
That's also one of my favorite styles of play. But the problem with that is that once the cat's out of the bag, it's very easy to play around.
Right.
So
I'm just gonna turn off my fan real quick.
Yeah, a good idea. Okay, looks like we're going to be going into game 3. And let's see what class Eversiction is going to pick up. Looks like it's going to be a warrior versus again the Mallylock. So Mallylock has a strong advantage against Grim, at least according to Liquid Hearth and some of the pros' opinions. What do you think about that, Kev?
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. It's not. It's a good matchup. It's not incredibly, it's not like completely one-sided, right? Because a good patron board can win the game for sure. But yeah, I feel like the warrior has an advantage, especially if they get a good start and a good Harrison Jones, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we see no execute out of the warrior.
You do have the death spike though.
Yeah, I mean that's key. You really need that in literally any matchup as Grim. Probably the most important card. Probably more important than the Grim Patrons.
Yeah. Grim Patron Warrior is, I like to call it, Frothing Berserker OTK combo warrior.
Yeah.
I feel like I see more of them. I feel like I see Patron win more via Frothing nowadays than.
Yeah, I think it was just a dank meme of everybody would get in here, and that just
yeah
breathed life into Math Warrior.
Yeah, right.
Gave it some bones, some little rejuvenation. So we see the Twilight Drake. That's going to be an issue. Azure Drake's going to be a good body, but the Death Bite will be a good answer to the Azure Drake. Just praying for a nice little execute pickup sometime soon for Eversiction.
Yeah. So do you coin out Twilight Drake?
So yeah, a lot of people do that play in tournaments. And recently, watching Reynad's stream, Reynad, obviously the best handlock player in the world. I don't know if you're aware of this, but he is self-proclaimed best handlock player in the world, and he says that coining a Twilight Drake is not worth, and that you should actually usually coin out Life Tap or coin out Ancient Watcher. So he went in depth about why this is good, but I don't seem to see any real reason why that would be good. Personally, I like to coin out the Twilight Drake. It's
I see a Blackwing and an Azure Drake though, so you know it's quite reasonable to say that you could like maybe want to coin out one of those.
hmm
And like if it's a situation like this where he doesn't need to coin out, then he can just play the Twilight Drake safely on turn 4.
yeah.
That BGH, I would say it was kind of a risky play, but it seems to have paid off.
I mean, you're gonna BGH giant frothing. If you have a giant frothing on the field and you can't deal with it besides a BGH, you're probably gonna lose anyway. But you know, having the tempo BGH is often overlooked as a possible play. I'm actually a fan of it. Another reason to keep the coin, actually, now that I see it, is double Dark Bomb in hand and a Malygos. So there is a good chance that we're gonna have a turn 10 Malygos into coin Dark Bomb. I'm excited for that one.
That'll be cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of wanted to see is apparently Strife Crow is playing a Malygos Freeze Mage on his stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to play that.
Yeah. Mage has so many tools to be a good control class, and you know, Freeze Mage being probably the most dominant of the slower mage archetypes. It's sort of shunned out the slower versions, especially that grinder mage that Shrevcrow's been working on. And it's kind of hard to popularize these decks that kind of their win condition is to be 50-minute games. It's kind of hard to make that like a thing.
Yeah.
So you know, kudos to people who play those, but you know, as a Smork player myself,
Oh god.
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know about that.
Oh man, no.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I'm Smork all day long.
Oh god.
Twitch chat, spam Smork.
Spam Failfish is more like it.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
I don't know if I'm hoping that my cam doesn't have issues on stream, but from what I see, it looks like it might have. Oh well.
Eversection has a pretty cool hand with Tharsan as well.
Yep.
All he needs is to pick up one more combo piece, and then you put that with a Tharsan. That would be amazing.
It would, as that that's admirable to say, spell disaster. It would just spell disaster all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, throwing sand in Magni's eyes over there, saying, "Hey man, you're trying to pull off a combo? Not today.
Nope.
Not today."
I want to see a deck that's completely dedicated towards weapon classes. Like Harrison Jones and like a Swamp Ooze.
And the pirate,
yeah.
the one drop pirate.
Yeah.
To get rid of the lights.
To get rid of Deathspite, yeah. That's perfect.
Oh man, just imagine that you're going against a paladin, they lights justice, and you have the perfect answer. Remove one durability, pirate.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, so we see an acolyte coming down instead of the Tharasan, but he does have a lot of combo pieces. I'm not the best patron player, but I love slamming down Tharasan once I see I have like a war song and, you know, maybe one other piece.
Yeah, look, he's got War Song, both Frothings. He's got so many pieces.
Yeah, so I'd be very surprised to see him not throw down that Tharasan soon.
Well, he did draw a lot of those on that turn.
Right, I'm talking about maybe next turn. So he executes the spell damage Azure Drake instead of the Twilight Drake, and leaves him with pretty much no answer for the Tharasan, but he does top deck another execute. Will he be able to get the damage on? Probably with the Cruel Task.
Yeah, but he wants to play Tharsan, you know.
Of course. Okay, so he's gonna.
Next turn. I don't know what the damage of that is, but that's a lot.
That looks like dead, and since he's leaving the Tharasan up, that's pretty much dead no matter what, unless he can win the next turn, which I don't see any lethal. Actually, with the Unstable Ghoul, there might be lethal. It's actually very interesting, but okay, so let's see. The Mortal Coil comes down. don't have any mana to spend on any other spells, so it looks like it's gonna be
I'll
up
let
to this
Eversection.
division.
I'll
Yeah.
let Eversection do the math here.
Let's let him do the math. I mean, you know, at this point, I just already slammed down the War Song. I slammed down the Unstable Ghoul. I
Yeah.
slammed down both Frothings. Having no Whirlwind effect here is, besides the Unstable Ghoul, is a little bit weird, but let's see if he'll be able to pull off the lethal. He's going for it. He's not even... Maybe he counted super fast, but he's going for it. He's going for the Battle Rage, maybe to draw another Whirlwind.
He must have done the. Watch, he's like a
Oh,
couple
wait, no.
damage short of lethal, and it's because he didn't play Armor Smith.
No, there's no
Send
way.
one off.
Yeah, right? As we wait for Frothings to gather their energy. Oh, and another...
Oh.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh, jeez.
So that's actually going to give a lot of damage.
Does he
Looks
have?
like lethal.
I think
It
he
looks
does.
like Eversection is just going to... Oh, and he beat the counter to his own class.
That's how to 3-0 right there.
And,
Oh my
and
goodness.
here we see the power of the OTK Frothing.
That is like.
Maybe throwing down that Malagos was just a little bit too early.
That's one of like the most dominating semifinals I've ever seen or I've ever casted. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, even the unfavorable matchup gets completely wiped out. I'm thinking back on that turn that he slammed down the Malagos. It was actually giving lethal to his
Yeah.
enemy.
It's tough though, because you know you gotta. Because there comes a point in the game versus Patron Warrior where you literally can't play minions because you're gonna die to an OTK.
Right.
And
So
it's tough because you gotta judge like he had to be thinking like he can't have all those pieces, right?
I mean, yeah, one would like to hope that you don't have all those pieces, but
Yeah.
playing games on ranked just kind of, you know, you see it everywhere.
He was setting up. He was threatening lethal himself, the Malagos, so he was probably
Right.
thinking, you know, I'm just gonna hope that he doesn't have everything he needs, and then next turn I can just shoot him down with Malagos. Because I believe that Eversection had, I believe that Eversection and Burn both executes, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he was sitting there saying he's not gonna kill my Malagos. So unless I die, I'm in good shape. And he just happened to die.
Yeah, I mean, just having that Thyrocine on the field, you know that next turn you're gonna have free Dark Bombs. I think he also had a Soulfire in his hand, so
Yeah.
might have been, but you know. Well, that's done, and the finals it looks like.
Yeah. Right.
Thanks, Joro, for putting up a very good fight, and good luck in the future tournaments.
Yeah, that kind of sucks to go out like that, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Worked so hard to get there, and then you just got slammed 3-0. I'm like, that was like a 15-minute series.